It was all a dream, but yours is about to become a reality. Hi, guys, I'm Angel Holmes, and this is the Never Stop Dreaming BIGGIE podcast. Each week, I'm bringing you conversations that really matter, from solo deep dives to episodes with my husband, Brian, and featuring incredible guests who are building businesses, creating communities, and making an impact. We're keeping it real and sharing what actually works so you can make your biggest dreams happen. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Never Stop Dreaming BIGGIE. I am so excited, y'all. This is our fourth episode, and this one is our first guest episode. And we have two guests, and we were on set during the Charleston Wine and Food Festival. It was such a great weekend. That was the launch of the podcast. And I kind of all of a sudden spurred on my two favorite people in the world. Hey, not only have I launched a podcast today, but I'm also going to record one with you, and we're going to record it right now. So they had no time at all to prepare. And you can tell they're just natural pros. They did such a great job. But our topic is community and events specifically, and how important that events are to your life and your business. They are really the lifeblood of anything. They are what bring people together. So even if you have a community, like I have a community with like-minded Charleston and the brighter side, we do events together. Some of them are online and some of them are in person. It doesn't really matter, but you are creating a community with any event you do. And the key to doing any kind of really cool event is to have the right people on your side to do them. And if you're fortunate enough to have the people like I interviewed today, Randi Weinstein and Sara Donahue on your team, you are gold, like liquid gold. They are two of the best in the business. They are so incredibly talented and uniquely special. They just have this magic ability to make stuff happen in such a huge way. And I'm so excited to be sharing, more about them with you, introducing you to them. If you don't know them, you've got to get to know them. You're so fortunate if you do know them. They're really super, super special people. So a quick little backstory. When I started the Wine and Food Festival, second year in, I was actually having my first child, Riley, and my doctor at the time was gone. And my on-call doctor was Dr. Weinstein. A lot of you guys in Charleston might know Dr. Weinstein. He's now retired, OBGYN, but he actually came in and delivered my baby, and it was so incredible. I knew Vic, and I was just so honestly so thrilled that he was there. He scared the shit out of me, and I had Riley really fast. It was really amazing after I'd been trying for several hours. So at the time I was interviewing with Randi, thinking about hiring her. We didn't have a big budget at the time. We'd actually lost money. So I was really just trying to be cautious with our finances and what kind of staffing we had, and if we had full-time staff or not besides myself. And he was like, you need to hire my wife. And I'm like, okay, sure, of course. That was the best thing that ever happened. I'm so glad that he was there, obviously to have my child, but also to recommend Randi, because that was the best recommendation ever. And she was incredible. The most amazing person I've ever worked with as far as logistics go and events go. She was my right-hand person, director of events for the Wine and Food Festival. I came on board and really ran the show. And anytime I had ideas or fun things I wanted to do, crazy ideas, she just went with it. Now, she didn't say yes to everything, but she really went with a lot of it. She just understood that, often I did have some good ideas, and she knew what it took. And what I love about Randi the most is she just really gets people, and she has such an incredible way with making everybody feel comfortable, just being real and honest, but also a go-getter. Like, she is a no nonsense kind of person, as you will find out in this interview, or if you know her already, you know that about Randi. But she really is, and she loves helping and working with the people behind the scenes. And a lot of people don't think about that. They don't appreciate that. But the most important people on your events, besides your main team, core people and your volunteers, are the people behind the scenes, the people who are doing your AV, your rentals, your tenting, your permitting, your security, all of that is just so needed. And that was what she ever saw. So incredible job there, and just so amazing at it. And she's gone on to create an incredible experience for women called FAB, which she'll share a little bit more about. So excited to have Randi. And then Sara Donahue was an intern. I think she came in year 3, and during our interview, we were talking, and I was very impressed by her. I thought she had a really great resume. I really liked her style. She just, again, came in very confident, just like almost like I have this job, it's mine. And that's kind of how she is. But she was like, I love spreadsheets and I love behind the scenes and I love managing all of the people and just I love managing a lot. And that was what we needed. We needed a logistics person that could help Randi. She eventually went on to really help manage our talent, all the chefs, all the authors, wine professionals, beverage professionals, and then moved into beverages. And that's really become a really great niche of hers. She and I did BevCon together while I did that event, which we talk about a little bit. And we've done so much together. We've done everything in life. She's my best friend in the world. I love her so much. So to have them on this show, my first month, my first guest, it was just like perfect. So the importance of community, I can't wait for you to just hear more about who they are, what they are doing, how incredible and special they are. Yes. All right, y'all, I'm here with my girl. This is my girl. She had no advance warning. This is my bestie. This is the girl who's done it with me all of my life, Sara Donahue. Yeah, yes. Well, I mean, most of my career. When I met Sara, she was an intern. I love telling the story. She came in with her interview and she was like, I'm obsessed with Excel spreadsheets. I'm like, you're hired. You're hired. And then she's never.
It's all it takes.
Yes, and she's never gotten rid of me ever. So I'm here for life. I'm here for life. We're lifers. Okay, Sara. So tell us a little bit about you.
A little bit about me. Where to begin? Angel, you're catching me off guard. There's a lot about me. I am Angel's best friend. I was her intern in college. Went to college at Charleston, hospitality and tourism program. That's how I ended up interning with her, year 3 of the Charleston Wine Food Festival. And we worked together for many years then. And then I left, started my own events company, and I run food and wine festivals all around the country. Logistics.
She's amazing. Like, if you need any event, anything ever, she's your girl. She Charleston Wine Food Festival with me. She did BevCon with me. She got me get through bankruptcy, and we sold activewear. I told everybody about my activewear, and she still does. She's super cute. We're actually both wearing Zaya right now. Like, this is Zaya. Look her up. And okay, so Sara, we're at the Wine and Food Festival. I'm launching the podcast during that. We're talking about events and how special they are and how important they are. So what inspires you with an event? What do you get really excited about?
What do I get really juiced up about when it comes to events? The logistics, the crossing your T's, dotting your I's. I just like the communication of talking with everyone and just making sure it all comes together. I'm a behind the scenes person. I don't care about being out in the front. Actually seeing an event happen and being there doesn't really do anything for me. So I really like the planning process of it and getting it all come together.
She really does. She loves her company is Cross and Dot, and it's crossing the T's and the I's and all the things. So what is your favorite event you've ever worked on besides, BevCon? It cannot be BevCon.
It's BevCon.
Okay, tell them why BevCon, because I haven't really talked about BevCon yet.
BevCon was really special because it was an industry-only event. We love consumers, but it was bringing together all the people who put on these amazing events for you, for them to enjoy an event. So Angel and I got to host them and have them have a good time, but it brought beer, wine, spirits, cider, NA people in the industry all together for like 3 days to learn from each other. So you had a lot of knowledge passing, and it was just really cool, and it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Oh my gosh, so much fun. We have so many stories and so much crazy. Just in life in general, we have done a bunch of cool stuff. I think my favorite thing with you was the See If It Sucks tour that you and Randi and Lisa B did all around the South. We'll talk about that at some point. Okay, so if you were to create your own event, what would it be?
If I was to create my own event, I probably wouldn't create my own event. Truthfully, my favorite thing is executing events for people, because there are dreamers and there are creative people, which this one here is a big one of those people, and which I can dream, I can create, but I really like helping those people bring their visions to life because they may not have the skills to do that, because there's a lot of difference between dreaming and actually seeing something come to fruition successfully.
Amen. A lot of people have the ideas, but they can't execute. I have been blessed with both. I can do both pretty well, not totally well. Finances is a whole different story. And spreadsheets. Okay, so this podcast is Never Stop Dreaming Biggie. So it's about big dreams. Do you have a big dream or goal that you'd love to see in the next few years or 10 years? I know it's hard to think about right now, but is there anything you would love to do?
Right now, personally, I'm trying to just get each day by day through in my life. Got a lot going on. But I have my hands in a lot of things. I run events. I do staging and design for some HGTV shows. I sell activewear, all things I love. But honestly, I don't know. I mean, just I don't have any fine-tuned thing, but just expanding into some other form of business that I can build and grow and have kind of running itself, so I don't have to be on the ground as much. But nothing set.
Well, I have a plan for you. She's going to come run the Homestead bar with me because she's got to be in charge of events because it's going to be so fun. At least for the first 6 months, she's like, yeah, yeah. I have plans for people. I'm putting Brian to work. I'm putting Sarah to work, but in a good way. In a good way, it'll be super fun.
Have I ever not done anything you asked me to do?
Never. She's actually in charge of my funeral. I have my funeral already mapped out when I die because I know if Brian was in charge, it would be like bore fest. But I'm like, just give it over to Sarah. She's got it under control. Under control. Okay, I'm gonna end it on this. What is something fun that no one knows about you that you can share with my audience?
Something fun than
Just like an unknown fact, something kind of cool.
um I don't know. I can't really think of anything wild and fun at the moment right now. She's kind of put me off guard.
She's in the ballroom with a bunch of stuff.
Fun fact. I don't know about that right now, but I'm a twin. No one knows I'm a twin. But a twin brother, not and I was a surprise. My brother came out and they thought it was their first child. We got a little boy. And then the doctor was like, "Oh, Cindy, you have another baby in there." And there I came. So it was a really pleasant surprise to the world.
That is so cool. Cindy is actually here at the event volunteering. She's amazing. Love Sarah's parents. And I did want to shout out the kind of some funny things about me. I'm really bad with details. So I called Sarah the wrong name for a long time.
Still does. She still does sometimes.
Maybe. And then she hates chewing gum. And for the longest time, I would offer her gum all the time. And I mean,
She still offers me gum.
I feel so bad. I just can't remember it all. It's just too much in the noggin. But y'all, Sarah D in the house. I'm so excited that she's on the podcast. We're so lucky to have her. She'll be back. She'll make some appearances.
I'll come back when I'm not like brain dead.
Right. I literally just walked in and was like, hey guys, by the way, I launched the podcast and you're on it. Love you. All right. I'm so excited because I have another one of my favorite people in the world with me. I love this person so much, Randi Weinstein, who you're going to get to know because she is just the most fabulous person ever. But when I think of events, I think of Randi because she is just incredible. She knows her shit. And when I started the Charleston Wine Food Festival, unfortunately, she was not part of the original first year, but she came on board. I could not do anything without her. So she's incredible. But Randi, if you would tell us a little bit about who you are, anything fun, what you do, what you've done.
Oh, what do I do? What have I done? So much to share. I think that I've done everything. I've done everything from being born in New York and working in the garment center and coming here and working in mental health and then transitioning into the festival and doing events and really kind of wearing that badge of honor of representing the city and working with you during the Wine and Food Festival. That was an amazing time. And it really was the backbone of where I am today, pulling together and coordinating FAB, the business workshop for women in the food and beverage industry. So that is a really quick synopsis.
We're going to go into FAB in a minute, but this girl, I mean, I feel so bad because I would go to Randi with like the craziest ideas. And the great thing is I knew they would get done because of her. She is a machine. She will get it done. And this podcast is Never Stop Dreaming Biggie. So it's about big dreaming and goals. And she just, is like a constant dream maker. She just made things happen. My favorite ever was when we were doing the event at Patriots Point, and I was looking out of the water and I saw Fort Sumter, and I was like, we gotta do an event at Fort Sumter. And she said yes. So talk about that event, because I think that was one of our pinnacle events that we did for sure.
That was actually the word that I was thinking about, pinnacle event. And I just was on the phone with Brian. That event is so crazy. That event was the highlight of my life. Number one, we were the only ones that were able to ever have an event there. So we'll always have that. And there's probably a good reason for that.
It became so popular. They got so many calls, and they were like, no, we're a National Park Service. We're a tourist place, not an event venue.
Oh my God. I mean, the things they had to do, all the chefs that were involved had to go through a training at the national parks. They had to go and have a tour with Dawn, who was the park ranger. And it was the craziest venue to just load in, set up, load out, all the parameters. It's not like if you forgot anything that there was a store right next to you. We loaded everything on boats.
So if you don't know what Fort Sumter is, it is a fort in the middle of Charleston Harbor, which is where the Civil War actually started, which is really cool. And it is in the middle of the water. Like, you have to get on a boat to get to it. And it also has like no power, really, no infrastructure, no real lighting. So literally we had 2 big boats. We had to boat everything in. So Randi was in charge of this feat.
It was incredible. I mean, we loaded truly everything onto this boat that we could have possibly ever needed. Loaded it, and it had to all be done before Fort Sumter opened to the public. And then we had to drape and hide everything, but in the most authentic way. And then as soon as the park closed, we then got to be able to set everything up, which was in no time. And we had 5 chefs that were cooking there. It was the critics' choice. We hired reenactors to go into each of the restaurants and to invite each of the chefs in the middle of their dinner service and had them read from a scroll. I mean, each chef was like, what? Like, this is crazy. And then from the minute that the boat left with, I think it was Mark Collins actually on that boat, the ingredients had to date back to that time period. We really wanted to make it fun, but educational, and give the chefs a challenge. And it was wild.
It was so cool.
Truly, with no power. I remember with PDA and with Todd and with Eric and pulling the last power cord and it being just pitch black and headlamps. And that's how we found our way out.
It's so crazy. It really was. It was amazing. And that's the kind of stuff that Randi can do. She's just incredible. She just gets it. She can pull it all together. She has so much respect. Everyone loves her. Have seen her evolve, and I love what she's doing now. So we're going to talk more about FAB, because FAB is fabulous. And it really is. How many years have you been doing it? What exactly is it? Who can come? How can they come? All the things.
So FAB, an acronym for Females in Business. It is a business workshop for women in the food and beverage industry. I wanted to do something that really gave back to women and in this industry, and to be a place where people can connect, they can communicate, they can cry with one another, they can commune with one another and share kind of how they run their business or how they facilitate their positions. And I bring together, it's like all the cogs in the wheel that make this industry up.
I love that. And I love how it's grown and evolved. And I mean, it just really is truly, I feel like the best event of its kind, the only event of its kind that I know of for women in this industry. So, and this is why I wanted to talk about this the first month of this podcast. Events are a community. You're building a community and a place that people can come together and really bond and connect and grow and learn. And I love that you are an ultimate community builder, and you have done that over and over, and you do it from your heart. You're so passionate about it. And I know that you are so appreciated for what you have done. So thank you for doing it. So if people want to come, because this is going to be airing soon, you still have tickets, and where do they go to find out more about FAB?
Website, this is fab.com, and you can look over the schedule. We have probably about 65 different topic conversations that you can choose from. We have 64 national speakers that are going to be part of the conversation. And it's 3 days of total transparency and zero bullshit.
Love it. And it's in Charleston.
It's in Charleston.
In June.
in June 8th through to the 10th.
Love it. Okay, so Randi, this is about big dreaming, and even though that's probably like a huge dream, so you've probably already done it. But is there anything you are working on or thinking about to be doing in the next 5 to 10 years that you're excited about or you're thinking about?
I think to grow FAB. Honestly, I've been wanting to do it. I've had setbacks that were out of my control, but I want to be able to bring it to other cities, and whether it's a 1 day or probably 1 days and keep the 3 day here because everyone loves coming to FAB. But to really grow it, maybe work with some hospitality companies. And if they want to do anything within their own company, I've got all the resources. So I would love to be able to help people and work.
I love that. Bringing it on the road. And I mean, it is a movement and it should be that way. So I'm so excited. That's so cool. So if you want to get involved and be a part of FAB, obviously you can come, or you can get with Randi about doing stuff in your town, your place. All the people that are watching this will be excited. Okay, so what is the funniest thing we've ever done together? It's like not.
That is truly a can of worms. I don't know. I think one of the things that I always remember is Memphis in May and that road trip from Atlanta, from the festival there, and that whole trip with me and you and Sarah and Lisa, and just like the fun that we really had on that.
So this is so funny because when I interviewed Sarah, who's going to be part of this, we talked about the See If It Sucks tour. So when we were running the festival, we would have all these, this is so funny. I don't think we've ever really publicized this, but we had all these chefs that would come into the festival and we were always like, I wonder if they're any good. They seem good and they're highly recommended and they get a lot of press, but are they really good? So we called it the See If It Sucks tour. We rented an RV from Atlanta, and I won a. We didn't rent an RV. Oh, I thought we had an RV. Oh my gosh, we had a car. Okay, well, I wanted an RV, but I also won a. I did. That was my dream.
She was dreaming big, but it didn't work.
We're gonna do that. The next See If It Sucks tour is gonna be
Nashville. When we decided to dub it.
Well, yeah. So we didn't come up with a See If It Sucks tour and right away, but I won a trip to I won a trip to go to John Curran's place in Oxford and to go to Memphis in May. So I invited Randi and Sarah. Lisa Bazzelli joined us along the way. We also had some chefs kind of come and go in the trip, but we literally went around to Nashville, Birmingham, Oxford. We ended it in Memphis, and Memphis in May is miles and miles of tents and craziness.
Decker tents. The logistics girl in me was like, this is so dangerous and so crazy.
There was a double decker and it be going off with disco balls, and all of a sudden you see all these funnels come down with beer that you could go and drink out of. Pegleg Porker, we love Pegleg. Shout out to Pegleg. He would come and sit on this luge with his peg leg and see, this is a week of us.
But the best dinner was and with
Andrew Michael Kitchen in Memphis, Andy Tyser and Michael Hedman. You want to tell about this dinner, how we got it? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. We went in. Mike Lotta actually said, you got to try this restaurant. And we went in during the day and we said hello. And they were like, do you want to come back for dinner?
They were butchering a pig as we walk into this restaurant.
Sourcing food from everywhere for this dinner that they were preparing that night. And they were super excited about. And they were like, do you guys want to come? And we had been on the road for like a week and we were done. And we were like, okay. So we go in and it's such a beautiful setting. It's like, you feel like you're eating in someone's backyard, and it was great. And they came over and they said that the group, which I will not name.
There's a lot of big chefs, a lot of big names.
Yeah. They were super pumped about making dinner for them, and they canceled. And they had all of this food, and we wound up with a 10 or 12 course meal, and it was so unbelievable. They really missed a great meal.
Oh my gosh, it was the best food.
The best food.
It was so incredible.
And we left with our bellies really full.
Yeah, we were done eating. It was amazing, and it was just, gosh, such a perfect trip. So we'll have to recreate the See If It Sucks tour. We've always talked about it.
Yeah. Let me tell you, this girl could put down some food. Gramercy Tavern, Michael Anthony serving us so much food and you're like, you have to finish it. I was like, no, I don't.
Can't send back.
Yes, I can.
Oh my gosh. We have had so much fun. I love her so much. And I'm so excited that you're a part of, you just keep on supporting me and my crazy dreams, including this podcast. And I just can't wait to keep doing life with you and all the things. Is there anything else you want to share or any?
Just, I loved our journey, loving our journey. It's really great. And how all of us and Sara have all really evolved and still our threesome.
And I always say this about the festival, about anything I've done. It is not me. It has been
A total team operation.
you can't do anything big without people, and you got to get the right people and the people that fit you well and that get you and all of that. And I'm just so blessed that I have Randi and Sara. They're my girls. So we got to do more together in life. But thank you again for being part of Never Stop Dreaming Biggie. Until we see you again, we're going to the Wine and Food Festival. Peace out. So as you can tell, Randi and Sara are rock stars. They are so incredible at what they do. They have done some of the most amazing things with their careers in their life. They are biggie dreamers all the way. They are who I love doing life and business with. And that is just my encouragement this week, is that you find those people, you get those people that are part of your team in some way. I mean, these guys are not necessarily on the payroll working together now, but like Randi said, we're a threesome. We will continue to do so many things together. When I was working on Like Minded, I called on both of them and have had both of them involved with it. And same with Brighter Side. They will be part of the homestead. They are just going to always be a part of my world because I know how talented they are. I know how passionate they are. They have all the things I don't. We work together so well, and it's so nice. So when you find those people, love them, share on, share, praise them, just make them feel so incredibly special, and let them know that this is not, for me, when I was director of the festival, it was not the Angel show. It was a team. I mean, way more than even Randi, Sara, and I, but the three of us really were that solid foundation that needed to be in place to put on something that had 20,000 attendees over a weekend with over 150 events. I mean, it was wild. You can't do something like that on your own. I never could have done it without our original planning committee, eventually the staff, and not just the staff that were so incredible. And I will say this, they are hard to find. They are unicorns. And that is what's super challenging about big dreaming, is there are very few people like us that want to just go after things and make them happen. Or there are a lot of people that want something big to happen in their lives, but they stop before they do it. They talk themselves out of it. They get, they listen to all the voices either in their head or around them saying, you're crazy, this will never happen. And hey, I have those voices in my head, and I have those people around me too that say those things. I have to block them out and say, no, this is going to happen. I know it. I know it's in me. It's for me. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. And you just have to do it. You have to knock out all the things around you and get rid of all of that and believe that you can do it. Remember, for Biggie is believing, and surround yourself with the right people. Even if you can't pay them yet, get some accountability partners, get some friends, ask somebody like myself who's done it, been there, to be a part of our world and to mentor you, to encourage you, to get you going. Because I want to see more people out there living biggie dreams. There are just, life is short and precious. We only have one life. We were created for a purpose. We are meant to do something big with our lives, and we can't just tuck that in and not let it happen. We have to go for it. So let's go for it, guys. Get your girls. Sara, Randi, I love you. I love you, and I love this podcast. Make sure you subscribe, rate, watch us on YouTube, tag us, tag your business besties, and shout them out in a post and tag us. I'd love to see that. And until we see you again, never stop dreaming biggie. Peace out.